Perhaps the single most important skill to surviving an armed robbery is keeping your cool and your wits about you. Hi everyone, this is John with today's active self-protection lesson out of Dallas, Texas. Shows us an armed robbery here that's not a typical video that we cover at Active Self-Protection, but it's got a couple of important lessons for us. Number one, about keeping your cool when an armed robbery starts. Number two, about surviving the ambush. And number three, about danger and how dangerous it is to stay in that danger zone when an armed robbery is occurring. This guy's just paying for his coffees here. You know, it's just another day at the convenience store. Sped it up a little bit just so that we can get through it. But he's got a pretty good wad of cash in his hand. Some people live that way. And when this guy walks in, this is our armed robber, that he's going to check out and see what's going on and walk over and just grab that guy's wad of cash. And when he complains about it, guy sticks a gun in his face. And, you know, his victim here who's on this side of the counter is like, okay, man, I don't want any problems. That money's all yours. And now our armed robber still has a gun out, and he's going to tell the clerk that he wants him to open the register and give him the money out of the till. But we see this all the time on surveillance video, that the clerk has a very hard time getting the cash register open. These cash registers are not designed to open without a transaction having been completed. And, you know, when a clerk is stressed out like this, he's going to have a hard time getting it open even more so. And that can lead to problems with the armed robber. But I do notice that the clerk stays cool, that the customer stays cool here and very, very still. And the armed robber at least has the presence of mind not to shoot anybody. So the guy just grabs the entire cash drawer out from under and hands it to him, and the perp walks out. And this one's over just that fast and nobody is hurt. Let's learn a few lessons out of this one together. Number one, awareness is your best friend. Situational awareness is your best friend. This guy is really focused on his task, really focused on his money. And when this armed robber walks in, he doesn't really see him coming. You see that here? He didn't glance up. He didn't see any problems or whatever. And flashing a big wad of cash like that, you need to be aware of your circumstances and your surroundings. That will keep you out of more problems than you can shake a stick at. He doesn't get to see it until right here, but now he finally gets to see, whoa, what's this guy doing? And he's got a gun stuck in his face. And friends, when you got a gun stuck in your face, you either got to go right now or you got to decide what it is that you're going to do to protect yourself in the moment. Well, this guy decides to comply. And if you don't have attitude, skills, and plan, compliance is probably your best bet. And he stays really cool and he stays right there. Now, the clerk has a whole nother set of issues, and I'd really encourage all managers to train their clerks on how to get that sucker open, to give it to them and get out of there so that they can keep themselves from this kind of weight. Because if this guy got frustrated, he could have shot them both. But as the customer, I'd really encourage you. He stays very still. We see that normalcy bias, and he's scared to death, no question about it. But if I was you, I would just try to inch out of there and get out of the danger zone. Standing in this danger zone kept him in a very dangerous spot for a long time, whereas getting out of there, whether that's back towards the back of the store or away, might have been better to protect him. Thankfully here, this guy was a robber and not a murderer, so nobody was killed. Let's learn some lessons here about awareness and transitional spaces so that we can cover our ASP.